Hello, Michelle.
And hello, everybody listening to Spare Parts.
Have we come up with a name for people who listen to Spare Parts? As you were just saying that, I was like, do we call them listeners? Do we call them, like, what are they called?
Right. It'd be nice to have like a cute nickname. Can we create that, or is that something that the audience has? You know what I mean?
Is it their responsibility? I know.
Well, I think it's a little presumptuous to just assume we have a fandom that wants to be grouped together by a specific name.
Fair. I was more leaning towards the idea of like, hello, listener. Hello, caller. Like that kind of thing. But I like where your head's at too. Like,
I'm thinking Lady Gaga's Little Monsters.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, I don't know if we're there yet, but
we're not there yet. Maybe. You tell us. Also, the first one that came to my mind was spare farts. That's not good. I'm sorry.
That can't be it.
I'm taking it back immediately.
Yeah, because that's gonna roll into like weird merch that we have to be a part of forever, and I don't know.
Farting stuff. We don't want that.
Yeah, I just
spare
can't.
Fart books.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's just I just don't think I can participate. I know.
Hey, me neither. Yeah. I'm a lady too. I'm not.
That's why I'm shocked that you even put
it's just
that
the first
into
word
ethos.
that rhymed. Like, what else rhymes?
That's gonna be the one that fucking hits.
Arts. Tarts? Spare tarts? That's kind of cute.
Spare tarts is cute, and they're all
because they're kind of tart, or a bit sassy.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
They wear a lot of low-cut tops.
Mm-hmm. Everyone across the board.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Guys and girls,
deep V's for all. Spare tarts. I'm going to start calling you guys tarts. Hello, tarts.
Hey, tarts. How's your week?
Yeah, how's your week?
How's your week, Ev?
Week is chill. I'm having like I'm just doing the stuff, you know. Yeah. Today I went to Costco and I purchased a massive shed for my patio, and I had to go get a different vehicle because it wouldn't fit, and I was carrying it all by myself, and it came in multiple pieces, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and so many strangers offered to help me because I must have looked so pathetic. Like luggage, I fucked up my back like 20 times, but now the shed is resting in my parking lot, and we're here. So
okay, you didn't accept the help.
I accepted some of the help. Like at one point I was like, wow, if this guy doesn't just offer me just that little push to get it over the headrest of this vehicle, like I'm fucked. Okay. So one guy did do it, and I was so flustered after he helped me that I ran around to thank him, and I smashed my head into the trunk that was open, and he was like, oh, it was so embarrassing. It was brutal.
Aw, that's sweet though. That's nice. Really nice. I like hearing that people help out a stranger.
So helpful. I was shocked. I was like, I must have looked fucking pathetic.
When a friend asks for help, you help them.
Exactly. How was your week? What have you been up to?
Yeah, also doing this stuff. There's big news, everybody. Victoria got its first and probably only snow, meaning everyone is in car accidents and in full panic mode, and like schools are shut down, stores are shut down. Like it's so, and when I say we got a snow, I mean 2.5 inches of snow.
A dusting. But that's enough because there's no procedure for that, right? There's no snow plows.
There's just maybe 6 in the entire,
and you know also all their names.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted didn't come by.
Yeah, what the hell, Ted? Yeah, it's just we just don't operate in the same way as other Canadians out west on Vancouver Island because our climate is just so different. It's so much warmer, not to brag. There's a lot of sunshine. It's really gorgeous. Come check it out.
You gotta have something to brag about.
Okay. It's so just not wintry in the same way as everywhere else in Canada. So when it does happen, it's kind of exciting. So
are you having fun? Like, are you watching like snowy movies, or are you just like, you getting out there? Are you going snowshoeing? Like, what's your?
I mean, Clementine loves the snow, and she gets really excited, and she gets the zoomies. Mm-hmm. She has, I don't know if I've talked about this before, and
your dog? No. Tell us about it.
Just this specific fact. But her butt gets really low when she's excited, and her neck kind of accordions down, if that makes sense. And we call it like a speedboat. And it's like her rear end has a really fast motor, and it's low, and it kind of gets ahead of the rest of her body.
It's like a cartoon.
It's really, we have to get it on tape one time because so she was speedboating all morning out in the snow. It was really
good for
cute.
her. That's beautiful. I'm happy for her. Dewey, as a part Bernese mountain dog, he also obsessed with the snow, could spend all day out there. But the problem is he eats a lot of it. So there's snow everywhere in Toronto, and most of it is filled with cigarette butts and salt. And he's just munching that shit, having diarrhea. He just doesn't even, he's not learning. There's nothing I can explain to him. Like, he turned 2 today, and I'm like, I guess he's smarter today. He's not.
He's only 2?
He just turned 2 today.
What?
Yeah, it was his birthday. February 4th.
That's crazy. The baby dog.
February 4th. Happy birthday, Dewey. Last night, like, it turned midnight. Alana came running into the room. She's like, happy birthday, Dewey.
Aww. Don't we just love
the
them?
Song.
We love our dogs. God,
he's the best.
we love them. It's like overwhelming sometimes how much
Alana's been mad at me all day because I haven't given enough attention to Dewey on his birthday.
Well, it's his birthday.
She's like, why haven't we gone hiking to his favorite place? I'm like, what's his favorite place?
You should feed him a steak tonight, or give him. Does he have some? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's going through an elimination diet.
Oh, he's got God, these doodles are
I know.
rigged, man. I don't know. Dude. I don't know about a doodle. I love them, but I'm also just like,
they're biologically made. They're like fucking.
Yeah, it seems like it shouldn't be a thing. Maybe. No. Maybe you'll get you'll go kind of classic dog next time. But for now, you've got a prissy little doodle.
Dewey's going to live forever. Tummy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, true. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Aren't they making a pill that's going to reverse age? I don't know. I saw it on TikTok, so it must be true.
It must be true. Oh, God.
Yeah. So big news is that there was a snow. Yeah, some fun work stuff, but.
Oh, yeah, which you'll never tell us about. You're so cool. You're too cool.
It's not about being cool. I'm not
going to say anything, but I read your script and it was awesome. You're so funny.
Oh, Evan.
It was really, really funny. It was heartbreaking and funny, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
As soon as it started, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I read a script, like a really wholesome script, like kind of like classic stories, sort of sweet and nice. And I had a conversation with my agents, and they're like, yeah, what did you think about it? I was like, it's really nice. And it's also a reminder that I'm like, is my compassion, the compassion part of my brain just like gone? Cause I'm like, oh, people actually just write kind of nice things. And Kayla and I are writing this like super sardonic, like dark comedy.
But I'm wondering where it goes though. Like in my heart, I'm like, there must be some light at some point. Like I want to see the flower through the concrete. Like there must happen at some point.
I mean, yes, of course. It's like, but it's the light are the jokes.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
You know, and that's kind of, but it is definitely, I mean, yeah, without getting, it's also just fun to, getting too specific, but
of course, but resilient character, cool, very fun.
Well, resilient, but like with intense blinders on. And I feel like it's fun to write roles about people that are kind of like foolish in that way. Like I think it's a really fun character to watch. So
like Michael Scott, like one of the,
it's got kind of just like relentless instead of resilient. Which is sort of close.
They're close. They're sisters.
Yeah, they're sisters, but they're not twins, you know?
No. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, thank you for reading it. I appreciate it.
Of course, I crushed it. I consumed it very quickly because I was like, as soon as I read the first scene, I was like, ooh, this cold open is fire. And I told you that. And then I immediately read the rest and I was like, oh, I get it.
Sweet.
It's cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Send me sourdough because I haven't read that.
Fine.
If you want to, you don't have to.
No, I will. I'll send it to you.
It's always weird getting your friends to like read stuff. It feels, I always.
Are you going to love me?
Well,
are you going to like me after this?
That, and then also it feels like a little presumptuous, especially for people that are in the industry, because we're reading scripts all the time, and it's like, oh, will you also just sit down and really thoughtfully read this piece that I've poured my heart and soul into? I know, but
it would be one thing if it was a person who I interacted with a couple times at parties who's just trying to bend my ear to, but it's you.
Right. Well,
so it'd be weird if I was like, fuck no, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, I
guess.
I just don't tend to like send it around.
Of course not.
But
you don't let everybody in.
Yeah, I guess that is my sort of general theme.
And Katie doesn't let everybody in either. Specifically
it's interesting
in this
that I was
episode.
cast as her. It's like, what came first, chicken or the egg?
Right. Well, I mean, none of us can know. I mean, we have to ask your high school friend who you only started talking to again recently. We'll get her on.
Yeah, we'll get her on. Well, Kayla, my writing partner, she's known me since I was in grade 9.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, because she was an improv girly. You guys
we were
improv
on the same
together.
improv team. She's a little bit older than me, so it was kind of like cool.
Sorry,
that we
improv woman then. My
right. We're grade 9, grade 10 and 11. We had a really funny friendship. We were like different friend groups, different age groups, but we just instantly kind of loved each other in this way.
Right.
And then we had this routine, Evan, this is so weird. She would pick me up once a week for school, but at 6 a.m. we would go to McDonald's. She had a car. It was very cool to have an older friend with a car. Yeah. Come on. We would go to McDonald's and get McGriddles. Do you remember those? Like the little pancake.
Yeah. That's so cute.
And then we would go down to the beach and we watch the sunrise and we would just like chat and die laughing and eat McDonald's. And then she would take me to school and we'd just be like, see ya at improv practice whenever. Like,
it's like an indie movie. That's so cool. Your life is very alienating for everyone else. I love it.
Okay, we had our own little like secret thing that was just very important to us. And it's really funny to have that history with her,
beautiful.
And then to
like
be here now.
Like
I know it's really funny, and she was just always the best. And we have always lived kind of separate lives, but we're so connected, and we always felt that way.
Soulmates.
We kind of are soulmates.
I'm very happy for you that you found each other again in like art, and we're able to like keep working together. That's amazing. That's beautiful.
And what's kind of cool too is because, not to brag everybody, I don't want to, oh my God, but we did win silver at the Improv Games national tournament. Yeah, we almost beat everyone in Canada except for one other team. So
for real? It's silver in Canada?
Yeah, in Canada. We went to Ottawa. Shit. Oh yeah, we were really serious about
I feel like I was probably there. I'm not going to lie. What was your team called? I think I was there. Not as a performer. It was just like
LSS, like Leisman Secondary School. And our team was so good. Not, again, I'm
Do you
bragging,
remember like Cardinal Carter being there or OT or any of the, like, do you remember these names? Do you know Cardinal Carter, ESA, OT?
I know, I do know those names, but the team that beat us, I think they were a Saskatchewan team.
Whoa, the Saskatchewans are the funniest? Yeah. Come on.
Well, and this girl, Tess, who I still kind of know, was on the team, and she's become an actor, and she works all the time. And then she's really good friends with Daniel Maslany. They went to school together.
I love Daniel.
And he's a Saskatchewan boy, and his wife, Lucy. True. It was like that gang beat us, and we were like toe to toe with them. And it's just so funny that we were all these little kids, and then now we're all like working in the industry.
Did a pilot with Daniel at a certain point.
No, I did the full show.
4 a.m. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a whole show.
It was a whole entire show. We
all
got
took
one
place
season.
at 4 a.m. in a diner.
Yes.
And it actually shot at night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was 6 weeks of night shoots.
Wild. So you and Daniel met as rivals on the improv field, and then years later were cast in the same show. It's really nice.
I don't think he was on the team, to be fair, but he's within that friend group.
Not good enough. Not funny enough.
He wasn't funny enough.
Didn't make it.
No,
Fuck
impossible.
you, Daniel.
He's so funny.
Nicest guy.
And also funniest guy as well.
He's very funny.
But it is, to bring it back to Kayla, like I do feel so much weird, like kind of, I'm a bit smug about our friendship, and I always have been. And it's also been cool that we come from this really small town. We've both, again, met as like performers and clicked in that way, and then went off and had very different careers, but still careers that were sort of always like intersecting as adults. I just feel like it's really rare.
For sure. There's like 40 million people in this country. I mean, the fact that you've managed to twin flame this person for as long as you have, and you continue to, you choose to work together now, which is amazing. Like you've continued to,
we've kept
water
it going.
this.
But we just really get each other. And Evan, you're not going to like this, but recently, I was like, it's so strange that we get along so well. And I was like, what's your rising and what's your moon sign?
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, well, we're starting a podcast and this one's over. Because
this is how I'm breaking up with you, Evan.
Fair enough.
No, Kayla and I, we did our birth chart thing that you can just do online. When I tell you we have every single placement the same except for one, I'm not joking. And anyone who understands a little bit of astrology knows that that's extremely bizarre. Like rising, moon, Mercury, Venus, other ones, and like everyone except for one, our sun signs are different. Isn't that strange?
It's so strange.
Okay, no, but Evan, you're being sarcastic. It's actually strange. Okay, what do we call them? Spare tarts. Sound off in the comments. Anyone listening that's cool and kind of gets astrology even a little bit, you don't have to be fully into it, but if you know a thing or two, can you just please reaffirm what I'm saying, that this is actually quite bizarre and potentially kismet?
Yeah, and for the tartlets out there who don't agree with Michelle, feel free to speak as well. Okay, you don't have to be silenced just because.
No, don't be silenced. I want a back and forth. Hey,
I love a nice fight going on in the chat.
Yeah, well, let's keep it respectful. Oh, I just received a voice memo from Jared Kiso.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I didn't
listen
know
to it live.
Voice memos. No, I'll
kidding,
listen to
obviously.
it with you, but
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I won't do that to him.
I actually got a really nice one from Nate the other day.
So did I. Hi, Nate.
I couldn't even respond to it because I was like so emotional. I was like, I'll get back to him when I have the words. And then I didn't respond.
And then you didn't respond. You
never responded. Well, I didn't mean to ice him. I iced my own heart iced over because I was emotional. That's what I do.
Yeah, put it away. Yeah.
Ugh, don't look at it. Go to sleep.
Ignore. Goodbye.
It's too nice. Go to sleep.
No, he'll respect that. And especially, well, he and I actually did connect because I like to face my feelings and my friends.
Good for you.
So I called him and it was very sweet. And he, he listens to the podcast and he really likes it. And we're going to definitely have him on and we can't wait. Nate is truly one of my favorite people on the planet. He's so special. Do you think he's just so... I've never met anyone like Nate.
No.
He is...
He's an original.
Yeah, he's an original. Mm-hmm. His brain like clicks differently than mine or anyone else's that I've ever met. And I love when people surprise me like that. And it's rare. Yeah. And he does it all the time.
Yeah, he does it all the time. He's very true to himself. Like he does his own, He lives his own life in his own way.
He sure does. He wears his own clothes, often a cape.
He does. We gave him so much shit for wearing that cape on tour though, man. It was like, the wizard's back on the bus. Like,
whoa. He's like, this is like a couture, like $9,000 piece of gorgeous clothing. We're like, okay, bro.
Okay, Mr. Cape.
No, it was stunning and he wore it well. So that's a hard thing to pull off and somehow Nate pulls it off.
Effortlessly.
God, he's good. Yeah, so that's my week.
Great.
To sum it up. And then, this morning I had a coffee and I watched season 2, episode 3 of Letterkenny.
Which is called...
I know, I'm like, I blanked. Romance.
It's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
But,
the Matchmaker, it's probably called.
No, it's not called The Matchmaker.
Seriously?
No.
I'm gonna IMDb it.
It's called... God damn it. Romance something. Romantic.
I literally just got a message like on the Spare Parts email. It was like, can you please name the episodes in the description so that I can follow along properly? And I was like, that's a pretty good idea.
Season 3, episode 7. I don't know. Yeah. We don't have one of those.
With no fucking clue.
Stupid example.
Here we go. It's called
Relationships.
That's a tough one to remember though.
Yeah, I was stuck on romantic. That's not it.
Oh, you did pretty
Relationships.
Good. You got the R right.
So yeah, I just finished this episode like 20 minutes ago.
Me too.
I say this every fucking time, but except for maybe the Wingman Wayne one, which is weirdly similar, like,
but so different energetically.
It's a similar theme, but it's from a totally different POV. Oh God.
POV is the fancier version of a POV. That's what we're saying, Quebec.
I hate when my mouth betrays me like that. Yeah. It's so annoying.
I love it.
God. But I love this episode, first of all. And there's so many kind of iconic things that happen in this episode. So should we get into it?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I know this is the last scene of the episode, but we have to talk about it right away because it's such a special scene.
I know.
Because it reminded me of the live tour. Like I guess I hadn't seen this since we did it on stage, which is the yes. We did that every single night, sometimes twice a night for like 2.5 months on stage. And it was the final scene of the live tour every night. So it was like this big triumphant, we're all on stage, we're all laughing, we're all having a good time, and we've just made it through the show and we all take a bow. Like, it was wild watching this. I got all tingly. I was like, ooh, and it's identical, which is the craziest part. Not a line out of place. Like I could hear all the words you were about to say as you were saying them, because I was like, I've heard this 100 times from backstage.
Which you would think that we would be like, oh God, this scene again. But no,
my God,
hit every time on the live tour, and it was so fun every time. And everybody came out on stage, this giant crescendo, and it was so stupid and so over the top. And everybody brought something different every time. Sometimes Mark Forward would just make full eye contact with me the entire time as he was moaning, just to really piss me off.
Yeah, he did a lot of shenanigans on the tour.
A lot of shenanigans. But it was but I agree. Yeah, it really was like, because I hadn't watched this scene on the show either, and I was just like, oh wow, this is a truly iconic Letterkenny scene.
It really warmed my heart. It like brought me back like to all my favorite parts of the tour. I was like, oh, because it's such a nice feeling of the tour, like that final scene, because like, you know, that like it's hard to describe to people who don't do stuff on stage.
Yeah,
I'll try my best. Do you remember that feeling when you played maybe a sport and you scored a goal, or you like, you know, or you aced a test? It's like that feeling every night when it's like the end of the show. And people are clapping and everyone's excited. It's just adrenaline.
Yeah, it's that, but it's so not like individualistic in those ways. Like that's what's kind of so hard with anything theater, because you're there together, and if everybody does their part and shows up, it's just this like bizarre group win where nobody is particularly in the spotlight. It's just everyone together makes something really special happen. And you're right, it's so rare. I mean, it's why I love improv. It's why I'm second best in the country.
Everyone's
good. Everyone's good.
That's the improv chant at the end of I remember those. I'd be sitting at the back of the theater rolling my fucking eyes while the improv kids chanted. Damn it. I did it too. Chanted everyone.
Yeah.
But thank you for letting me get that off my chest. We had to say that because it's like,
it's emotional. And you know, excuse Evan and I a little bit, because the tour was, and for people that weren't there, don't know what the hell we're talking about. You know, we all went on tour. We did like a live version of the show, and for people that did get to go, it was just so nice connecting with you guys and seeing people that appreciate the show and are fans of the show. They are with us. It was a really surreal experience. The type of show that Jared put together was like very vaudeville-esque. It was like there was dancing, there was like video montage, there was bloopers, there was live scenes, there was audience participation. It was really, really special. And again, like to harken back to kind of growing up as a kid, I'm sure you feel the same way, Evan, when you're a theater kid and you're doing like improv or school plays or whatever. It's such a special time. And then to kind of be able to do it again as adults, because Letterkenny is so silly in the way that you can be when you're a kid. It just was really healing.
That's
I would
a good
say.
way to put it. For sure. Oh, you spend so much time in this industry, like desperately clawing for parts and like trying to be validated and all that sort of stuff. But then
taken seriously.
Yeah, wear the right clothes, go to the right party, shake the right hand, not mess it up. Like
buy
whatever.
the right cut of leather jacket.
Yeah, exactly. Buy your perfect motorcycle jacket and do your hair just so. But this is the opposite of that. It's like go out, act like a goof, and then have everyone in the audience excited that you're there and you're excited they're there. I had a blast.
I know, me too. And the scene really brought me back too. So I'm glad that's where we're starting, even though it's kind of near the end of the episode. But I was so impacted by watching him.
You were funny in that scene. I was watching you because I like, again, you know, like you hear all the everyone and all of a sudden I could isolate everyone's different voice. You had a couple and you had these like hand gestures at the end. I can't. It made
very
me laugh.
Inappropriate,
I loved it. I love that scene. It's one of the wilder like scenes in the show because everyone's really giving her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so now getting back to the start of the scene, which is also highly sexual. I mean, we start sexual, we end sexual, which is fun.
Oh my God, the buttholes conversation with we're tossing the ball back and forth.
Yeah.
They're talking about Squirrely Dan's love life.
Yeah, classic guy talk, I guess. And it's cute because they're all sort of, wanting to know the tea without being presumptuous and kind of like wanting those dirty details while also trying to like maintain some integrity.
Yeah, are they saying not to kiss and tell, but something like that?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah, don't kiss and tell.
Not to.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it's funny. The boys actually do chuck mitt. They do play, a lot of throwing the baseball around, and I'm sure they have some nice conversations while they're doing it. I don't know if you're talking sex though in the middle of a park throwing a ball, but I do like.
I get it though, because it's an uncomfortable topic, and to have a task to do, like that scene just makes so much sense. It's like I could see this happening for some reason.
It's really clean. Like it's if the way that they do it, and they stop tossing the ball to Squirrely Dan after he's
because he took it a bit too far, and then he keeps talking. He's like, you know what? No, you guys open the floodgate. I'm going to respond. I'm going to tell you that she went at my butt. I liked it. Yeah. It actually feels really good. You guys should give it a try.
He was really funny in that scene.
Yeah, K-Trev killed it. And I feel really like he's riffing at the end. I do too. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you didn't bring the script this time, Evan?
I swear to God. No, I didn't.
Why don't you tell us which version it was? Was it blue or pink?
I believe he probably improvised as well, Michelle.
Yeah.
Because you could tell. When K-Trev goes off book. Mm-hmm. And that does seem like and they also talk, they're even, for those of you who don't know, they reference K-Trev's stand-up in that scene as well. They're like, he's a bit long-winded for my taste. He's talking about himself.
Yeah. So then it's Wayne's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Wayne's birthday, and Katie brings over a plate
really
of
glossed
pancakes.
over Wayne's birthday in this episode, though.
I know, and it's said once, but the reason why it's brought up is because Katie's gift, all of their gift to Wayne is to essentially be like, you're not nailing it with the ladies, and you're lonely, and it's clear, and we've got you a matchmaker to kind of help pick up the pace a little bit.
Emma
because
Hunter.
You can't just be moping around. Our lovely matchmaker played by the amazing Emma Hunter.
She's so fucking funny.
And I just, it's crazy because it was shot so long ago, and I remember bit by bit the whole day working with her. Because, again, earlier seasons, my scenes with other female actors on the show were few and far between at this point. And so to have her come on and have kind of like this fresh thing, I just remember it felt very much like we were aliens, Jared and I, in that scene, and she was a human being, and we couldn't get on the same wavelength. And it was so funny. She just came in with such a specific like city girl energy that Katie is so uncomfortable around. And it's like the only time you really see Katie be uncomfortable in that way is when she's around city girls. And I just love it.
Yeah, you guys nailed it in that scene. It's very magic watching you two work together because she's a pro. She's been doing it for a very long time, and I've always admired Emma Hunter, and then to hear she was on the show, I was really excited.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had seen this episode. I'm not going to lie, because watching it, I was like, damn, like she did something.
Her baby voice.
Like,
it's a little bit too hard.
It was, oh man, and it really gives so much for you guys as the cool straight-laced people to work off of, because the wilder they are, the more uncomfortable you are.
Yes.
And you just feel that dynamic, like the gap in, like you said, alien culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And that's a sign of like a real pro. She really understood her job, and she set us up to do our job better. So yeah, hats off to Emma. She's the best. And she's just couldn't be a nicer person. Every time I see her, I'm like delighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then so the matchmaker sets Wayne up with 3 separate women is the idea.
Yeah.
Starting with the hard one.
Yeah, speed dating of sorts.
Yeah.
To kind of try on different types. And we start at a gastro pub, a resto bar, a brasserie, Lacole, something. And of course, we've got Glenn working there. because that
doesn't make a lot of money
sense.
as a pastor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess times are tight. Yeah, and she comes in and it's like a very, I don't know, it's kind of, she's playing that tropey sort of like overbearing, aggressive type of person, which somebody like Wayne would obviously not respond to very well. I mean,
It's
I don't know
really
anyone
interestingly
who would
handled.
respond.
No, but like the whole, yeah, right? Because you know that like even though the content of what she's saying is interesting and good, it's the energy and then his response to it that like,
yeah,
well, what happens when you talk about feminism? He's like, there's lots of yelling, and she's like, why? And he's like, I don't know. Like you can kind of feel that he wants to communicate and have those conversations, but he's just like, it's too complex to break down.
Yeah, and also I think that's like a perfect point, Evan. It's not about what she's saying, it's about how she's saying it. And that's just so true for like all topics that are difficult. It's like we can all just take a breath. We can communicate clearly. We can allow somebody else to have their viewpoint, you know, as long as it's not hateful, ideally. And it, you know, you can have a back and forth in a way that's not like aggressive. And there is a time and place too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting scene.
It is interesting. Yeah. I think it really lays the groundwork. It kind of reminded me of the whole, maybe it's just because they're discussing like women and their perception in society, but like, you know, the Tanis of oven glove, oven mitt situation. Like that's the same conversation, but it's going well. Like
right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not punishing, you know, it's more of a back and forth and we can disagree, but it's not about punishing somebody. So she is, she's too hard, unfortunately not a fit. Oh yeah. And then sort of a B plot going throughout is for some reason, Stuart has just stopped talking to Katie. And the Hicks are like, why, where's Stuart? She's like, I don't know. Like, I don't care. He's not talking to me. Like, whatever. Anyways. So he's kind of like icing her out. And we like go back to the Hicks. They're still playing catch. Stuart comes over, asks about Katie. And we sort of realize that he's playing games with her. She's done something that has hurt his feelings or pissed him off.
Katie doesn't like games.
Katie does not play games. She doesn't like games. She doesn't respect games.
That's why she's not out there with the baseball.
Right. I agree. Yeah. So that's just kind of what's happening behind the scenes there. He's trying to like gain the upper hand. So that's the other like love story going on and relationship thing taking place. I know. And then Wayne goes on his second date with a woman who is much too soft.
Yeah. And they have again another interesting conversation about punching children with once again Glenn working another job. I starting to think like, did they not have enough money to hire other actors, so they just got the director of the show to come in and do these characters? Maybe.
I think it's also just these earlier seasons, which I really appreciate, is peppering Glenn in as much as possible. And I realized that didn't, you know, stay possible as his workload increased, but God, it's nice to see that guy.
Yeah, he's, again, it's really tight and really funny. Like his whole delivery of, you know, little Katie Hudson, little Katie Kirk, like whenever he's doing all the different, I loved those. Like I thought that was very, very funny.
I think there's like some maybe decision making around having Glenn be there to sort of soften the situation too. Like a little bit of a softer landing.
This is still funny.
Yes. And also having kind of like an effeminate man there between two, like a straight guy and a straight woman who are having kind of like, I don't know, there was something about that I was like, oh, this is making it really palatable and fun.
Even if it wasn't intentional, it really was necessary.
Agree. Yeah, it rounds out the scene.
It's so true.
I sound really Canadian there saying out.
Oot? Did you say oot? I didn't even notice. That's my fear, is that I don't notice.
Sometimes I say, like when I say out, and I have to remember it's like the American thing is like you barely pronounce the T. It's like the trick.
Oh, it's out.
It's like out.
I think you really pronounce the T to make it American.
Go.
Out. I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm going out.
Out. You really hear the whereas if it's just like I'm going out.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like instead of
yeah. Oh, anyways. This is ruining my brain.
I know, this is an aside. Sorry. But I did think that was an interesting choice having Glenn there. And I kind of was like, whether that was intentional or not, it works really well.
Mm-hmm. Also, the only time he's rejected in maybe the entire show.
Fair point.
Which I loved. I loved watching Wayne kind of dejected as a woman leaves him because it was just nice. It just looked like really human.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. And she also brings in a baby voice, which is really well done and very funny. Yeah. And this is like that funny thing about Jared with the kid stuff. Like the kids falling off. There's nothing funnier than kids falling off bikes. Like Jared does get a kick out of that stuff. Like he does have that more old school. And some of the stuff he was saying about disciplining kids and how we do it now versus... I feel like a lot of people will probably resonate with that energy. It's interesting. It's funny.
It's more just like, I think what it comes down to is the idea that you send your child to a place where you're not afraid that someone will, I don't know, like be punitive in a way that is that affects the child in a positive way, I think is the end goal. But I'm like, I don't know to what extent we're going with here.
I'm sure like hitting kids is probably not good, but
immediately I'm thinking like Matilda and the Chokey. I'm just picturing kids going into fucking
Wayne really liked that movie, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, he's like, she was right.
Yeah.
Should have made that kid eat that whole
running
cake.
a tight ship over there.
Yeah. If you should be one thing, you should be efficient.
Okay, so then we kind of bounce back to Katie and Stuart. And they finally have their conversation together on the stoop, which is also one of my favorite scenes, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I remember shooting it. It was a fun scene. It was a bit more of an actual scene in a way that, Letterkenny, there's a lot of just like, but, right. Whereas this was...
Well, it wasn't close-ups, really. It was a lot of like a wide. Like, you guys had to interact with each other.
Yeah, and I think they wanted... Don't we do it completely in the wide? We don't punch in.
You might have, because it was a long time. I remember being like, wow, he's sighing a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it. Like, I'm noticing, and I'm not seeing a cut. Like,
no. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So we did shoot that in a one. So it was like, we rehearsed it a lot. We actually had time to really like get the emotion behind. I know what a
thing for Letterkenny.
I know. It's a big shock, but it was really nice. And the scene like sticks out to me because it was a nice moment of seeing their personalities and the kind of intricacies of emotions going behind the scene. And the general of it is that Stuart is trying to play this game to get attention from Katie, and it does the complete opposite, as all these games people play in relationships tend to do, where it just pisses her off. And she's like, I'm breaking up with you.
Even though we never had any physical intimacy, which I think is a funny thing to include.
Yes, I never touched you, by the way.
Don't worry. It's okay, you guys. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, they still have smooth genitals. Don't worry, guys. Nothing's there.
So far, until it's revealed many episodes from now that he has a huge penis, which we'll get to at some point.
We're going to get into it. Maybe we'll have
We'll get
Tyler
into
back.
it? Sorry. That's called space docking. Anyway, we'll have Tyler back and we'll talk about...
Yeah, we'll give him his flowers. But yeah, so that's like a cute thing. And it obviously inspires Stuart to be like, because through his broken heart, to go back to the skids, which we'll get to because I have a lot to say about the skids.
Okay.
But let's get into the final date with Wayne.
Yes, with the just right, which ends up being Angie.
His ex,
Angie.
Which I forgot about.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. And also the reveal of it is kind of like really kind of subtle. Like, you're little Angelina Jolie. You're Angie. Like, it's not even necessarily spoken, which is interesting. I guess we don't learn until next episode as like confirmed that that's Angie, his ex.
Yeah.
But yeah, she played by Kalinka.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. First time we see someone be physical with Wayne too, grabbing his belt. Like,
yeah.
Some intimacy.
Totally.
It's not mouth to mouth, but it's hand to belt. There's something going on there.
There's contact, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And she's like, let's go to the car? Like,
I know.
What?
Well, pretty romantic.
To
in
do
the land
sex?
of Letterkenny.
Jesus.
I guess.
So uncomfortable. I don't get it. Don't get it.
Which
do you put the seats down? Like, I don't, is there a blanket? Like, is there dog hair everywhere?
Ew,
what about all the empty Tim Hortons cups? Like,
crumbs on the seat. Is it leather?
Crummies everywhere. Ew, leather would be even worse.
Everything's so weird and sticky. Yeah. Not a fan.
I hate it.
I don't like it, but Wayne seems happy about it. They're back at the produce stand, and then this is where
happy about it. Oh my god, he's giggling,
and he's just absolutely taking shots. Which the idea of just sitting outside during the day on a random day with a bottle of liquor, and you and your friends are just fully taking shots.
Yeah,
I'm like, did I clock this at the time? You
can't relate.
Weird. No, I can't relate. Can you relate?
I guess I can't relate to the idea of everyone having their own bottle. Like that to me is a little wild, but I've definitely tornadoed before where we pass the bottle around us. But usually there's an event. Usually the boys haven't been together in a long time. It's not just it's not just a working day. This seems like a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like a 5 p.m. Yeah. All the chores are done.
All the sun's in the middle of the sky too. It's like,
I'm like, is this like a Tuesday afternoon? What is going on here?
They are clocking out.
They're clocking out.
Because Wayne had sex.
Yeah, and everyone's celebrating. And then they instantly start talking about pornography.
Oh, man.
And then this is where, of course, the yes, 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 yes comes in.
Oh, fuck.
I'll do it again.
Oh, fuck.
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And as we discussed, great scene.
Really good scene. Really funny scene. Really, really just a perfect. And it's weird. It doesn't end there, does it? That's not the final scene of the episode. You'd think it would cut after the
That's what I assumed. And then to my surprise and delight, it ends exactly where I always want it to end, with the Skids doing a dance off. I'm not joking.
An officially refereed dance off by Roald.
It's so good. I feel like we should almost post this just like as a scene somehow. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but it's so fun.
Just a full clip. It is weird. There was a couple moments when Stuart does his final move,
his signature move,
and everyone is shocked, and it's like the simplest move in the world. I laughed out loud. I burst out laughing. I was like, what? That's what does it?
Devin breaks his ankle trying to do it.
Trying to move his hips side to side. It's quite ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how something like these movements are so deeply stupid and everyone's like so impressed and overwhelmed. And also having those moves shot in slow-mo is so funny. But I have to also give you your flowers, because it starts off doing like a slow-mo shot of you breakdancing. Is this your first time actually showing that you can breakdance on the show?
I think it's the first time it's actually like
highlighted.
close on me, and it's not just me like in a deep background action doing it. Doing a little something.
It's impressive.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I kind of wish I could have done more moves. Like, I wish I'd known how early on this was going to be. I've been like, I would work on my, my windmills and stuff. Like I would have gotten some of those back, but this is good enough. It's okay.
No, it was great.
It's not supposed to be
such a good scene. Yeah. Yeah, and then, Stuart kind of comes back, and I guess the passing of the torch is the little teensy bucket hat thing. Is it a bucket hat?
I don't think it's a bucket hat. I think it's like a bowler hat. I think it's a nod to Clockwork Orange.
Right, of course.
Is what it's supposed to be. That's us.
That is so funny. Yeah.
Really
it's this episode again came out of nowhere. I kind of sat down being like, I don't know what this is at all. I have no recollection. And it's my new top.
It's wild. I think it's my new top. Is this going to happen every time though? Or are we just going to watch each episode and go, maybe. Wow?
Well, maybe. But I just for some reason, it just checked all the boxes for me. I got everything I wanted from this episode.
Well, I mean, no offense to hockey.
Well, they were there.
They were there.
They had some great little monologue back and forths.
Two funny scenes where they're just talking about what is it? Being donkeys in practice.
Yeah,
donk all day. I could donk all day, buddy.
I could donk all day, buddy.
Yeah. And then Suey. I remember asking Tyler. I was like, Tyler, what's a Suey?
What is a Suey?
A Suey is a suicide pass. It's when you pass the puck to someone just in front of them, knowing that they're going to get destroyed by someone else. So you pass it to them in a bad way. It's like a suicide pass. It's like, here you go, take it. And then they get creamed and you kind of know it. So they're passing these intentional sueys to other people so they get creamed.
So they get, oh, wow, they're fighting back against Brewski, Newski, and Broski, whatever.
Yep. Those are the names. Newski, Brewski, and Broski. Schnosky. They I actually kind of like hearing that they are standing up for themselves a little bit because they really were, somebody farted in their face bare ass. Like they deserve to stand up for themselves a little bit in this episode.
Yeah, they deserve to do a few sueys, as it were.
Yeah. And snowing the tendy. Do you know that one?
No.
They're stopping in front of the goaltender and snow is going on the...
I had a girl do that to me when I was in figure skating with cousins.
Yo, name names. Drop her name.
Bully. Her name was...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and her tights smelled like pee.
Oh my God. We can't include this. You can't say that about people, Michelle.
I don't know.
You made her nervous. That's why.
No, she's a bad girl.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, she had a chronic peeing disorder. She had to pee all the time.
She was like 5, so it's possible. I mean,
oh man, she
when
was
you're 5.
Oh.
You've got like a 60% chance that your tights are going to smell like pee. Like that's the truth.
Ew. Glad I wasn't
5?
skating at 5. My God.
Anything can happen when you're 5.
That's
Come
true.
on.
I guess
You're on the precipice of being a baby still. Like, you don't know what's going on.
It's true. Precipice of being a baby. Yeah. Wait, like what's the last year of being a full baby? Like where you're like, I'm like kind of 5'6", right? You're like, 5-year-olds are kind of babies.
Yeah, they're kind of. Have you ever seen a kindergarten class? It's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. They are full on babies. It's true.
Yeah. They're like, some of them are like still like, they have like a baby voice. I had a baby voice until I was 7, probably.
7?
But I think I was milking it for attention.
Were people giving you more attention when you were like, it's too soft?
Yeah, because I was really cute.
Oh, good. My memories of being that age, I'm like, I'm an adult. Like I remember like as a 5-year-old, I'm like, everyone here is so stupid.
Oh yeah, I felt the same way, but I was still like, I kind of knew how to play the game.
I was just. You idiots. Crossed arms.
Like, bring me my milk. They're all
bring
like,
me my milky. Yeah, it's weird. Like memories at that age are bizarre. Like, do you have like firm memories as a child? Like, do you remember being 5?
Yeah. Okay. This is like, you're going to be like, okay, but I remember.
You read your astrological sign when you were 5.
No, but I remember I woke up and I remember the house I was in. It was like a house we lived in Ladysmith when we'd first moved there. I must have been only 5, if that. Uh-huh. And I woke up in my bedroom and my walls were pink and I had horse wallpaper along the trim. Awesome. Yeah. And I remember waking up and all of a sudden, I swear, being hit with consciousness and being like, I'm me, Michelle. I'm in this life, in this body from now until the rest of my life. And I remember walking down the stairs and I was wearing my Aladdin nightie. Like I remember
you had ego death at like 5. Like you were like aware, like something happened.
I was like, oh, I'm here.
Whoa.
Like there was like some kind of shift. I don't know if that's possible or if that's just something I
kind of relate to that.
Okay. Yeah.
I do. I have a kind of similar memory laying in bed, hearing my parents watching the X-Files downstairs and the theme song playing and being kind of terrified of it. And then being like, I'm going to die someday. And like being aware of my existence and my like mortality. Yeah. It was quite young.
That's totally a similar of just being like, oh, I'm here. This is my body. I'm on this kind of trajectory that I can't stop or slow down. Yeah. And I have no control over exactly where it goes.
Yeah, I'm going to grow nipple hair whether I like it or not. It's coming.
Damn, it's coming.
You had the same thought?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, of course.
But of course.
And when all of my nipple hair finally grew in, I was like, damn it.
Damn it.
It's so much thicker and darker than I ever could have imagined. Should we get into spare hearts?
Oh, please. Okay, I have a great question. This question has a title, which I love. It's called Mafia Fears.
Perfect title.
That's the title.
That's the title of my new pilot.
You could steal this. If you like this enough, we could just not read this question. You just take this.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. My roommate, 20-year-old female, recently went on her 3rd date with a young Italian man from New York. She told me he wore a wife beater with a gold chain and a crucifix necklace to the first date and a really nice suit on the second. He has a Gucci wallet and Gucci shoes and apparently a family estate in the Caribbean. I'm a little paranoid for some reason, and from some of the other details she's shared about him that I won't share here, that his family may be in connection with organized crime. I probably wouldn't be too bothered by that. However, my roommate is easily led and is still definitely in love with her ex. She has a history of exploring multiple options at one time. And the ex, who she calls crazy, who usually really aren't, and she's worried a little bit about her friend crashing and burning with this one just in case he does have some connections. Am I being paranoid, or should I try to subtly and calmly break them up before anything crazy happens? And then it's signed, unwilling to sleep with the fish.
Okay, perfect question.
I love you. I think this is such a funny...
Wow, that's a perfect question, and that's
so
a perfect
paranoid.
movie plot. God damn, that's good. Okay.
It is a romantic comedy. Like, this might actually just be like a plot of a movie that we haven't seen.
I have a question.
Okay. Answer.
Is it racist to assume that like a rich young Italian guy is a part of the mafia?
Well, there's
right
definitely
away?
an element of prejudice here. Okay. I'm hoping that this part of the question that says, I'm a little paranoid that from some other details I won't share about him. I'm hoping the I won't share about him part is like him being like, and by the way, I'm part of the mob. Like, I hope there's, or my father, I call him
She's
Godfather.
not just like hearing an accent and looking at his belt and making like a weird
Gucci Italian.
Call.
Yeah. I mean, you do know Gucci is made in Italy, right? Like, this is...
Yeah.
There's a lot of Italians in New York as well. And a lot of them wear gold chains.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of them are great.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, if DJ Pauly D wanted to hang out, I would hang out with him for sure.
Well, of course.
And he fits this profile. He wears Gucci.
So, okay, another question.
Please.
Are you in love with your friend?
Yeah, right. Like, why are you tracking down? Why are you so
invested? Like, I don't know.
Break them
like,
up.
Look,
Subtly break them up.
Yeah, you can never do that to anyone ever. And the only time that you could ever have that instinct is if somebody's like in an abusive relationship, say.
Right. Save
and
them.
then you can be like, I'm worried about you. And you can maybe reach out to, like, if things are getting serious, you can access help. But being like, I don't think he's good for you, I'm going to break you guys up, is weird and meddlesome. And I know you're 20 or whatever, but like, just so you know, that's weird.
She thinks that her friend's going to get murdered. From what I can tell based on this, it's like they'll break up. Her friend will be like, you're crazy. And then she's going to be assassinated and then thrown in the Hudson is what she's concerned about. Which I don't think is going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
This is just a guy from a rich
famous
family.
last words. I did just. I listened to a lot of true crime though.
True.
So crazier things have happened, but yeah. I don't know. I think like it's hard for me to answer this because she didn't give us those other details that might make this either sound really severe or us be like,
I'm in love with my.
Well, no, I mean the like details as to why she thinks that he might be in the mafia.
I know.
Like, I need those
specifics.
details
I know.
because
like, does he get the best seat at every restaurant he goes to?
Yeah, and if so, that's sick.
Yeah, that is like just take advantage of that. Go out with them all the time.
Dope.
That's dope, man. In New York, it's hard to get a good seat.
Yeah, and you can also like, I don't know. Again, it's just like, are you witnessing things that are dangerous? Is your friend like talking to you about doing illegal stuff with this guy? Because if that's what's going on, then yeah, you have cause for concern, and you're allowed to either say something to her and or create distance between you and this like highly dangerous situation.
Yeah.
But outside of me knowing those details, it's hard for me to say because you kind of just sound crazy. You said you see like a Gucci belt and you think mafia. Like, I just think that's a bit much.
I like the idea that she could be doing really dangerous things like the lookout for like bank robberies. And she's just casually like, yeah, I looked out for a couple of robberies of his, you know, I'm the getaway driver. Like, how dangerous are we talking?
Yeah.
Like, did he beat up a guy? And then, you know, is he violent? Because really rich people who are also really violent, that's scary. That's a scary combo. Because then they probably did get their wealth through violent means as well.
Yeah, like I think this is up to your discretion ultimately. Like if you see things and know about things that are genuinely dangerous, you have every right to say to her, I'm worried, these are why. I would like you to get out because I'm afraid for your safety. And if she does or doesn't, you're also allowed to make the decision for yourself to like not be a part of this. So either move out because they're roommates. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You know what? Super be a part of this though. Don't listen to Michelle. If this were a movie, you'd get a voice recorder. You'd get a really big camera that can shoot really long range, and
a really big camera.
Yeah, you'd tail these guys. You'd do
with
PI
a really big camera. No, you need a little
400 yards away
GoPro. Evan.
That's not what the FBI's got safe. In every movie I've ever seen. They're zooming in, kshink, kshink, and then you write down his whereabouts. You know. Maybe collect evidence, RICO case. Maybe you're gonna bust them.
Get an exterior camera rig for your car. You get a cinematographer
a sound
up
meter.
There. You got a boom guy.
Yeah.
You just get in there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you could be like me listening to too much true crime, watching too many documentaries and kind of coming to conclusions, or your instincts could be correct, in which case you can express to her without getting too far into it, being like, I'm worried about your safety. And if it continues and if you feel like you're too close to it, you have every right to like move out.
Yeah, I guess moving out would be the trick. Yeah,
I mean, that would be New York.
Yeah, it's hard to do. There's not a lot of places to move to. If you have a roommate, like it's hard to find a good roommate in New York. I mean, you are living with somebody who's seeing somebody from the mafia. So
yeah, I would say either like I need more details, but trust your gut, and if you're afraid, then that's like something to listen to. I would also recommend really looking internally and kind of questioning if you are a racist or not.
Yeah, that's also I want to follow up. She's like, I'm also Italian. In which case it's okay.
In which case it's okay. Anything
this is
goes.
Fine. Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I hope your friend and you are safe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Did you want another little one just to tie it up?
One.
Okay,
yeah,
one other little one. This one's an easy one too. This is a short one. It's a cutie. Okay. I'm 21 years old, and I've fallen madly in love with my ex coworker. He's 40, married, and has no money. Oh God. Because we will probably work together again in the future, which I don't understand how you know that. I want a game plan for when I see him again. How do I either A, stop dreaming about him, or B, begin to infiltrate the marriage of this older gentleman? And then it's signed, young, broke, and hopeless.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. It sounds like you should date the mobster.
Yeah, we gotta get a cash influx.
Yeah, we need a little bit of cash flow here. Yeah, you definitely can't be going for this guy.
I also just am dead. Like, it's such a classic 20-year-old thing to be like, he's a broke loser, but I love him. Like,
exactly. They always are. They always are. No. Like, no 20-year-old is dating like a well-to-do 40-year-old. Like, something's wrong there.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
Yeah.
Don't infiltrate the marriage.
How do you stop dreaming about him then? What's the secret sauce?
You find somebody else to be obsessed with.
Replacement.
Yeah.
And how would you do that? Would you do like just a million blind dates off of like a website, like just Tinder rule? Or would you go for more like just go clubbing a lot? What's your recommendation for a 20-year-old nowadays?
I don't know. I feel like there's this fallacy that if you have feelings about somebody or something, you have to do anything about it or acknowledge it at all. It's like you have so much more control of your emotions than you think you do. Emotions will ruin your life if you let them. Like, they're not all real. It's fine. Like, you're allowed to just be like, oh, I like have this kind of unrealistic obsession with this person who's completely unavailable and certainly not right for me and wouldn't enhance my life at all and would only create a lot of drama and pain. Why would I ever go towards that? That's right, so crazy.
How do you undo that though? It's a process, right? You got to undo that. You can't just like blink and decide it's not a thing. Oh man, when you're 20 though, everything's the end of the world.
Everything's massive when you're 20.
You think every person you fall in love with is the person when you're 20.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which obviously we felt that way when we were 20. I was,
I didn't.
You didn't feel that way? You didn't,
no.
Your heart was, you've always had this shell, this casing. Oh, good for you.
I just I've obviously fallen in love hard and but I don't know. I think it's why would you choose so much drama?
Yeah, but you don't choose it. It happens. You can't help it.
Yes, my point is you can help it.
No, but you can't help how you feel.
Sure, but you can help how you act. So don't act because that's just going to put you in such a shitty position. There's just so many red flags everywhere.
Yeah, you got to delete them on social media at least. I don't know, or something like that.
And what's the saying? The best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody.
Yeah,
there's some
sex is tight,
as you've said before. That's something that you keep saying.
Do I keep saying that shit? I only say it because Tyler says it all the time. That's a Tylerism for sure.
That's a Tylerism.
Sex is tight.
But it is true. It is great. Is true. And also, and it doesn't have to be sex, but go on dates, have crushes on other people. Ideally, somebody who's around your own age-ish. Somebody
less 40, more 20s.
Less 40, 30, more 20s.
Yeah. 40's I don't even know why you want to. He's probably got he's probably a little bit slower sexual. It just doesn't.
Were you going to say he's got a.
No, I just mean he's probably his cardiovascular abilities probably aren't as, but and I'm not one who's sex has got to be that's not what I'm saying. But I'm if it's a. Yeah. But then again, more when you're 40, you know what you're doing more, maybe, hopefully. So I could see maybe someone more 30 could be good.
It's just a lot of baggage. Physically, 20-year-olds mentally. Aren't good at sex either. No, God, no. But I would say a mid-20s to
sure.
That age range.
Exploring things.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Obviously, or another 40-year-old that isn't married. I don't know. As long as it's all legal. 40-year-old, I know. Just don't date another 40-year-old. I understand. Right, I understand what you're trying to do here. I get it. I get the 40s. But it's just you deserve better. It's a bit icky.
Just have something.
It's a bit inherently icky. And as I've we've talked about age gaps before. I'm always just is this 40-year-old guy who's married with children and knows that you're 20? Is he giving you reason to have these feelings? Because
he's probably flirty.
Yeah, and
my guess is he's enjoying the flirtation.
It's an ego boost.
Yeah,
but also that kind of makes me think that he's lame. So I'm why would you want to be with somebody who's lame?
Totally. Yeah, why would you want that?
Yeah, you're awesome, I'm sure, and
you're
lame.
funny. You guys are both funny. The way you signed your things and wrote your questions, you're both clearly funny.
Yeah.
I think you guys deserve. Yeah, I think you deserve better.
By you guys, you mean this writer?
Well, I mean the other one too.
And the other writer. Yeah.
I mean, clearly, they both signed their names as concepts. It was great. I thought it was so funny. Get really into Lego or something. Get a hobby. That could help.
Yeah, get really into Lego.
Archery.
All right, I guess that's our advice.
Anyways, have a good one. Puzzles are really good for calming down if you're feeling really horny, do a puzzle. You're going to be really not.
Libido will just completely plummet. Power down. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's, hey, great questions. I
really
wish luck to both of the people writing in. And I love the style of writing. This was very good. It made me impressed by our youth because
I will tell you,
that was fun.
This group submitted 3 other questions as well. All different people. It's 5 people.
This group?
Yeah. So it actually says, hello, Spare Hearts. Below are 5 compiled questions from my friend group chat. We love the show. Thank you for reading. Much love to you both. So there actually are 3 other questions just from this group, all written in a similar fashion, signed in these ways.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get to the next one's next episode.
All right. Let's go.
Oh my God. So fun. Well, thank you guys to everyone writing in, listening. Yeah, it's really fun to hear from you guys and get a little snapshot into your lives, even if I don't, agree with it all the time.
Yeah, you little monsters, you little tarts.
Yeah, you little 20-year-old tarts. Look, just take care of it. You're so young. I guess I feel protective. So I'm always ew, don't do that. Just go have fun and be free.
Yeah, that's why I said the Lego thing.
Exactly. It's I just feel protective about it.
Yeah, I get it. I agree.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much, Evan. I love you. Your mustache is continuing to look great.
Thank you.
I like that you've rounded out with a little bit of facial hair elsewhere. Yeah. It's really working.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do feel much better about it now. I'm looking more cowboy, less junior A hockey, and I think it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in a sweet spot. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, look forward to some really great other guests this season and some more episodes. So and stay tuned and please submit your questions. sparepartspod@gmail.com. We love you.
We love you and I love you. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.